Coming up on OC News, the gym in the SRC is in need of maintenance.
And the most stressful time of semester is upon us. How are you dealing with finals week?
Wild weather is hitting the coast of Mexico. Stay tuned for the full weather report.
Welcome, and thank you for joining us for another episode of OC News. I'm Taylor Perea.
And I'm Lydia Valencia. OC News is brought to you by the broadcast journalism students at Cal State Fullerton.
The Student Recreation Center is in need of repairs after an unexpected problem erupted earlier this week. Tony Fan tells us more about what happened.
We're here right in front of the SRC where Monday night there was a pipe breakage. According to reports, there were 3 students who were hanging on the pipe right before it broke. We had a chance to talk to a student heading into the SRC.
You know, like my friends that play basketball every now and then, it's kind of affecting them just because of the right side of the basketball court that they closed down. But other than that, not really.
Fire sprinkler pipe at the north side of the Student Recreational Center broke, causing flooding and damages to certain areas in the facility. Scott Martin, the ASI Associate Director of Marketing, Communications, and Design, said the entire sprinkler system connects to the pipe that broke, which caused the fire alarm to go off, and the facility had to be evacuated and triggered a response by the Fullerton Fire Department and the CSUF University. The SRC intends to shampoo and dry the carpets, which will take around 10 days, Martin said. If students want to know when the fixture for the pipe will be done, contact Ken Maxey, the director of the SRC, and he'll let you guys know. Reporting in front of the SRC, Tony Fan with OC News.
Are you getting stressed over finals week? Reporter Taylor Pereira highlights negative effects that finals can have on students.
Finals week is the most stressful time of the semester, and it's not uncommon for students to experience suicidal thoughts. Suicide is the second leading cause of death among people ages 15 to 24. For college students, anxiety and stress levels run especially high when trying to juggle studies and hold jobs. I talked to a couple students who expressed how the pressure gets a hold of them.
I feel like teachers pile on like all the big stuff at the end. Like if it was like sporadic during like the semester, then would it feel so overwhelmed?
Yeah, because I know like not even socially but educationally, someone could feel really pressured to like find a job or find anything, and it could cause them to think less of themselves.
Common stressors are feelings of depression or hopelessness. Oftentimes, people are unaware of those risk factors or feel too embarrassed to talk to others about it. The university police has seen a drop in calls for suicide ideation or attempts since the beginning of the year, and hope that this is just a reflection of people choosing to speak up about their issues. If ever you are feeling like the pressure is getting to be too much, the CSUF Police Department and Student Counseling Center encourage you to reach out for help. Reporting for OC News, I'm Taylor Perea.
A CSU professor is honored for her years of service. Reporter Olga Mason spent some time getting to know Professor Maria Linder.
Professor Maria Linder was recognized for her dedication over the past 40 years of teaching and research at Cal State Fullerton. And at age 78, she has no plans to retire anytime soon.
I have no inclination to change at the moment, and I don't know when I will, so it's totally up in the air, I'm afraid.
So great.
I will be 80 in 2 years, so.
That's great.
It seems silly to be a professor at age 80, but why not? I mean, if I'm okay.
Many would say she is beyond okay. Her achievements include a bachelor's degree in chemistry from Vassar College and a doctorate in biochemistry from Harvard University, along with 2 authored books and 137 scientific publications. Then there are the multiple awards she has collected throughout the years. Just to name a few, in 1985 she was named CSUF Outstanding Professor of the Year, and in 1993 she won the American Chemical Society Award for research at an undergraduate institution, with her laboratory being recognized as the leader in documenting a series of changes in the way copper is handled by the body when cancer is present. And she has collected over $12 million in research grants. Then last year, she became a fellow of the American Association for the Advancement of Science for her distinguished research discoveries on how copper and iron function within the body. Walking into Professor Maria Linder's lab feels like you've just stepped on sacred ground. And based on what her students have to say, it's clear there's something very special happening here.
I think she's just exceptional. She's extraordinary because she does so many things. I think she does more than like a human being could actually do.
It's amazing at her age to be so healthy and so motivated and still willing to stick around and be a researcher. So it's amazing.
If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be getting into the program I'm going into, which is a physiology program at Johns Hopkins University. And she definitely pushed me to work hard and keep at it. If it wasn't for her, I don't think I would ever be as great as I am now. So she's the best.
Out of all of Dr. Linder's accomplishments, she takes the most pride in working alongside her students.
I love continuing my research and with my students and teaching my students. So.
Reporting for OC News, I'm Olga Mason.
After the break, Long Beach has some special visitors along the coast.
And we'll take a look at how vending machines are vending on campus.
And are you a student struggling with your tuition payments? Find out what celebrity may be able to help you. Stay tuned.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Reaction to Trump's latest firing is spreading through Washington. For the latest, let's go to Olga Mason.
In breaking news, the Senate Intelligence Committee issued a subpoena to former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn for documents regarding his interactions with Russian officials. Meanwhile, lawmakers from both parties are frustrated and calling for a separate investigation on the Russian probe following President Trump's abrupt firing of James Comey as FBI director.
Director Comey was leading an investigation in whether the Trump campaign colluded with the Russians, a serious offense. Were those investigations getting too close to home for the president?
As I reflect on the decision to dismiss Director Comey, I become incredulous thinking about the ongoing FBI investigation into Russia's interference with our presidential election and possible connections to associates of the Trump campaign and administration.
Mr. Comey is a good man, and I think he did his job well, and I don't think he deserved to be fired. When you fire probably, arguably, the most respected person in America, you'd better have a very good explanation, and so far I haven't seen that.
Many lawmakers are questioning the timing, asking if that were the case, why wasn't Comey fired in January? And why did this firing take place days after Comey asked for a significant increase in resources for the FBI's inquiry into Russia's interference with last year's presidential election? Comey, who was in Los Angeles when he heard word of his firing, thought it was a prank and headed back to Washington as soon as the news was confirmed. He was 4 years into his 10-year term. The president criticized his opposition, accusing them of hypocrisy, and said he had fired Mr. Comey because he was not doing a good job. Vice President Mike Pence and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell strongly defended the president's firing of the FBI director. Now, we turn to weather. Our own Savannah Romero has details on our forecast.
Thank you, Olga. So we do have a tropical storm that has developed in the eastern Pacific. Let's take a look at this tropical storm and where it's forming out on the coast of Mexico with our map. So we can see here that Adrian, the tropical storm, is forming off of the the coast of Mexico, and this is the earliest storm on record. The previous earliest storm occurred on May 12th, 1990, and today's storm, Adrian, now takes the title of the earliest storm on record due to warmer waters in the ocean. Areas in southern Mexico and Guatemala are going to be the most affected by this storm, which is going to progress into a hurricane before making landfall. That's what's forecasted, and it's going to be hitting these areas of southern Mexico and Guatemala with heavy rains and flooding and intense severe winds. So this is the earliest storm on record, so that's something to take note of, and it's due to these warmer waters in the ocean. And I have a Doppler image of this storm where you can see this storm progressing, and this green area is going to be areas of heavy rain, with the red being strong winds. And so that's what the storm looks like from the Doppler radar, and that's what it's going to be doing into the areas of southern Mexico, into Guatemala as well. Let's take a look at the current temperatures in Fullerton and see what's going on over here. Today we're having a current temperature of 68 with a low of 59, and we have some cloud coverage today outside with a UV index of 3 and a humidity at 62%. Tonight, the sunset will happen at 7:42 p.m. when those temperatures will start to decline and reach that low of 59. So let's take a look at what's going on into the rest of the week. Today's high was at 70 with cloud coverage throughout the day, and tomorrow, Thursday, we're looking at 73 with a low of 57. Friday, we're going into 73, and Saturday, 74, with Sunday at 72. All weekend, we're going to have partly cloudy skies, and into the afternoons, those clouds will clear up and have some sunshine, but we're looking at cooler temperatures throughout the weekend. And quickly, let's take a look at the national map, where we can see that San Francisco is looking at 59 degrees today, Texas in the 80s, 83 in San Antonio, and we're looking at 90s in Florida. We have some warm temperatures over there in the tropical area of Florida. Tampa's looking at 94, and up into New York, we're looking at 60 degrees. So that's all for weather today. Back to the ladies at the desk.
5 great white sharks have been spotted this afternoon off the coast of Long Beach. This afternoon, an advisory was already in place. The city's fire department issued an official notice to beachgoers on Friday, warning them of great white sharks, which have been reported swimming at least 10 feet from shore. Long Beach is not the only coastal city experiencing shark activities. At least 4 beaches in South Orange County have also issued advisory warnings.
A celebrity admitted that they are seriously considering running for the 2020 elections. Reporter Rebecca Fausto tells us everything.
That is true, Taylor. During an interview with GQ magazine, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson explored his possible desire for running for president. The Rock confessed, and I quote, "I think that it's a real possibility. A year ago, it started coming up more and more, which made me go home and think, let me really rethink my answer and make sure I'm giving an answer that is truthful and also respectful." He also touched on the controversial topic on the travel ban and immigration during Donald Trump's presidency. The highest paid movie star in Hollywood said, "I believe in our national security to the core. But I don't believe in a ban that bans immigrants. I believe in inclusion. Our country was built on that, and it continues to be made strong by that. We will see in the future if he decides to take a political career turn." And this next story is amazing. Saturday night, a fan sent Nicki Minaj a meme on Twitter jokingly asking if she could give her a check to cover some of her college tuition fees. To which Nicki actually replied, "Show me straight A's that I can verify with your school and I'll pay it. Who wants to join that contest? Dead serious. Should I set it up?" Seconds after, Nicki's Twitter timeline blew up with a bunch of posts from students requesting financial help. Nicki actually responded to about a dozen before she said she might do it again in a month or 2. So students out there, stay alert to Nicki Minaj's Twitters because I know I will. And in other news, several sources told E! News that the Bachelor personality Chris Soules is maintaining a low profile because he faces criminal charges for leaving the scene of a fatal car crash. This comes nearly a month after Seoul's old pickup truck rear-ended a tractor trailer driven by Kenneth Mosher, who unfortunately passed away because of several injuries caused by the car accident. Chris was later arrested and charged with a hit and run before being released upon a $10,000 bail. Documents obtained by E! News claim that inside Seoul's truck there were open alcoholic beverages, but they are unclear if he consumed them or not before the accidents. Since then, Chris has retained from adding any public comments. Well, that's all I have for entertainment today. Back to Lydia and Taylor at the desk.
Up ahead, what are students saying about vending machines on campus? We have the story for you.
And were the Spurs able to take command of their series against the Rockets? OC News continues after this.
If I got to go to college, oh my goodness. I like discovering new things. You get to see what works for you and what doesn't. That helps you evolve as a person. You get to make like a supernova of skill or talent or whatever it is. I've always wanted to go to college. I just feel like that's my destiny. My name is Queen, and I am your dividend.
Why is my son having trouble in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with my son over his homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No. He's smart, but his mind wanders.
7 wonders of the world.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
With 1 week left of the semester, let's take a look at Nick Garcia, who has more information on what you need to know about finals.
Well, students are already preparing for finals. As you can see, they're studying and getting ready for those exams next week, but they might not be thinking about how to de-stress during finals week. Don't worry, because ASI has you covered. They've planned a week full of events, fun events like painting and massages. There's going to be pastries. Everything kicks off on Monday. Motivation Monday is going to be outside of the TSU. It's breakfast, coffee. They're going to be giving away study tools. There's lots of giveaways all week long, including a pair of 2-day park hopper tickets to Disneyland. So definitely get in on that. For more information about that, just go on to ans.fullerton.edu. Now that you know how to de-stress during finals week, how are people preparing for finals? Carla Bonilla took a look.
That's right, Titans. The semester has come to an end, but school responsibilities are still here, and we must study hard to survive our finals week. Hours and hours in the library or the Titan Student Union study group sessions are part of what the students do in order to prepare for finals and overcome the stress.
I mean, I get stressed a lot, but I don't really have any rituals. It's just like, study the day before and just hope for the best, pretty much.
Work, social life, responsibilities, and a finals week make students get nervous during finals exams. That is why the majority of them prepare not just mentally, but also physically. That way, the stress will not affect their health.
Well, I normally try to eat good, like eat healthy, drink a lot of water. I normally try to go to quiet places, like a library on my room, and just trying to concentrate. That's pretty much what I do.
Some students taking just 1 or less than 2 classes finals week is not super stressful. Yet, like everybody else, the students have their own rituals in order to study and focus, even if it's just for 1 exam.
I'm a little stressed out, but luckily I don't have that many finals this semester, so it's not so bad. But what I like to do for finals is make a lot of flashcards and just memorize stuff like that.
With so many responsibilities and students thinking of just getting ready for their finals week, our Cal State Fullerton officials know that, and this is why special hours have been set in order to study here on campus. Remember, Titans, that also the TSU in my back, it's gonna be open during 24 hours so you can come and study for your finals, or you can also go to the library because it's open 24 hours as well. We wish you all a good end of your semester, and for those graduating Titans, congratulations. Reporting for Aussie News, I am Carla Bonilla.
Titan baseball is hitting the national stage this weekend, and the NBA playoffs are heating up. Dave Drain is here to give you all the latest.
Good evening and welcome to this week's Sports Report. We start things off by keeping it right here at the U. The Titans baseball team is facing UC Santa Barbara this weekend, with Friday night's game appearing on ESPNU and Saturday night's game on Fox Sports Primetime. The Titans are coming off a win against UCLA to make them 29-16 on the year and just one game behind Long Beach in the Big West. The Titans softball team has already captured their Big West title and await judgment of the NCAA Selection Committee. The Titans know they're in and hope to be hosting a regional when the results are given Sunday. The team is having a watch party at Roscoe's Famous Deli in downtown Fullerton, and all fans are welcome to join. So come on out and support your team. In the NBA, if you remember, the Spurs were blown out in Game 1 of their series against the Rockets, and people were thrashing San Antonio. They were declaring the end of the Popovich era and were questioning the Spurs' ability to win one game, let alone the series. But last week, I pleaded with you at home, to calm down. But you didn't listen to me. Even our executive producer, John, he doubted me, didn't you, John? Well, the series is tied, and Game 6, it was a doozy. James Harden and the Rockets need a win for an opportunity to close it out in Game 6 at home, and the door opens in the third when Kawhi Leonard steps on Harden's foot. He would try and fight through it, but eventually would leave the game, and the Spurs would have to find a way without their star. In the fourth, the Rockets would take the advantage going up 3, but Manu Ginobili and the Spurs would tie it up here. Then again, Manu driving, putting it all on the line, send it into OT for the Spurs. Then the Rockets down 2, and Ryan Anderson in the corner, got it. The Spurs would go down 1, and they would go to Danny Green, and he gets it to go plus the foul. So the Rockets have one last chance, and it's Harden, and it's Ginobili going at it, and it's Ginobili, the 39-year-old getting the block, getting the win. Mama, there goes that man. Ginobili finished the game with 12 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists, doing it all to lead the Spurs to a 3-2 series lead. Kawhi Leonard also said that he will play in Game 6 despite his foot injury. Moral of the story, don't doubt me, John. Don't doubt me. Tonight, the Celtics and Wizards continue their series. Expect a big game from Isaiah Thomas as the Celtics are back at home tonight after getting a pounding by the Wizards in Game 4 in Washington. The series is currently tied 2-2. That's it for me. Back to you at the anchor's desk.
Have you ever used the vending machines? Reporter Johnny Ives has interesting information you'll want to know about.
Coffee, soda, and snacks are your 3 main food groups seen in vending machines today. But where is the trend in vending machines headed? We caught up with Richard Cassell of First Class Vending, who manages all vending machines at Cal State universities, and he told us vending machine sales are down. The millennials want healthier products. Fellow Titan Andrew Hernandez tells us what he wants to see inside vending machines.
I would love to see apples and bananas. Drinks, good strawberry lemonade.
We may see some healthy snacks in these vending machines in the future, but for now, what do you guys think is the most selling item in these vending machines? That's right, you guessed correctly, it's your Snickers bar. For OC News, I'm Johnny Ives.
Thank you for tuning in for today's episode of OC News. Make sure to follow us on social media at OC News CSUF. I'm Lydia Valencia.
And I'm Taylor Prea. Good luck on your finals, everyone, Titans. We'll see you next week.